All right, so next little bit of news, and this isn't really a lot. This is just the horror fan in me got excited when I saw this. Um, Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2021. We still don't really know what the name is. I guess as of right
Mm-hmm.
now, it's just the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Like Halloween 2018 was Halloween. It's been officially rated R. Surprise, surprise.
Surprise, surprise.
For bloody violence, gore, and language. Again, surprise, surprise. The here I okay. I'm excited for Texas Chainsaw. I really am. But I think what I fear is that they're going to tread ground that they've already tread. You know, with Halloween 2018, we had all the sequels, and then we had Rob Zombie's reboot.
Mm-hmm.
And then they decided to go back and do a direct sequel to the original and bypass all of the other stuff. And that's fine. And it worked. But with Texas Chainsaw Massacre, they've already rebooted it with a direct sequel to the original.
Yeah.
So this is the second time that they're doing a direct sequel to the original. And, you know, if there's that, I mean, it's been confirmed they're setting it in present day. And, you know, Sally Hardesty is returning. I forget her, Fal Ray. I forget what her first name is, but she's playing Sally. And I'm excited that Sally's going to come back, and I'm excited that they're doing this. But kind of the same thing with Indiana Jones 5. You know, if you think about this logically, the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre
kind of ended.
took place in 1974.
Yeah.
Leatherface is already, I mean, he was probably in his late 20s in that movie. He was treated like shit. He lived in that pigsty of a house. I mean, he doesn't have any family. I doubt he's had any children, because I mean, like, if you look at the original, you know, and I know the remake from 2003 was a little bit different, but if you look at the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre, he was like a child trapped in like a giant man's body.
Yeah.
Like, he had like the emotional support of a child. And, you know, if we're getting old man Leatherface, what is his role going to be? Because if you have, you know, and I say that 60-year-old Michael Myers worked. I mean, it works. It's cool. You know, Michael is 60, and I believe he's 60 in Halloween as it is right now. But Leatherface is a little bit different. Michael was in an institution. They were feeding him. I mean, of course, we don't see that because there's got to be a level of ambiguity for Michael. But,
yeah,
you know, there's always that constant thing. Does Michael pee and poop? We never see it. Does he?
Yeah.
Does he wipe?
I get what you're saying though with this whole
but
thing.
I don't know. Leatherface is a little bit different. If he's been living on his own, I mean, I doubt he has sex. I doubt he's had children.
Where the fuck did that come from?
I'm saying I doubt he's ever had children. I don't think he would. I don't think he's gonna have any family left.
Oh, okay. Well,
Because
yeah,
all of his dirtbag family that treated him like crap and was inbred. Well, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how they're gonna play this. We don't really know much about it. So my question is, like, 60-year-old Michael does work, and I'm not saying it can't work. I think the idea of an old man Leatherface is great. I just the same thing as Harrison Ford. His age, I mean, if you in Indy 5, if we see Harrison Ford jumping from train cars and shooting guns and whipping and jumping and doing flips, it's going to be weird because Harrison Ford is 79 years old. Yeah. If we have Leatherface, I mean, let's see. 1974, I'm terrible at math. Forgive me. I'm a teacher and I'm terrible at math. 2021 minus 1974.
You got a calculator out, my guy?
If he was already 27, that would put him like in his late 60s, early 70s, man. I mean, don't you think that's a little strange? What's your take on the old man serial killer thing?
I mean, it kind of reminds me of like You know Rob Zombie's Michael Myers? Like
Mhm.
he was like out in the
He was a
woods,
kid
you
though.
know.
He wasn't very old. I mean, he wasn't a kid, but I mean, he was only
But
like in his early 20s.
I'm talking about the second one. Like, you know, whenever he like gets away.
Yeah, he still wasn't that
Yeah.
much older though.
Yeah, but like he was out on his own.
He was out on his own.
He
And
was
yeah,
in
I
a
mean,
he was basically like a hobo. I think we'll see the the Texas Chainsaw guy in hobo form in the
yeah.
beginning of the movie.
Well, and you know, the other thing is like, you know, you have to look at this and I'm glad you brought up the Hobo Myers thing from H2 because you know, Leatherface again, he all he knows is that farm and that family. So when his family is gone, it might be kind of cool to see him unhinged because you know his family. I mean, have you seen the OG Texas Chainsaw?
I know that they treated him like shit, so
They
I'm sure he'd
treated
be
him like
happy.
you almost. I mean, like yes, he's the killer, but they kind of low key make him do it in a
Mm-hmm.
way, and even after he does it, like you almost kind of feel bad for him
Mm-hmm.
because you can tell that he is he's not all there,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and I mean there, you know, I don't know if he's autistic. I don't know, but you can tell there's something off about him. He is like a child trapped in a man's body. So I think for him, once all of his family dies off and is gone, he's finally free to do whatever he wants to do. So
Mm-hmm.
we might get a completely unhinged, you know what I mean? Like just wild and crazy and free Leatherface, and he just might be crazy. So the other
Or
thing I'm curious about is how does Sally run into him again? Because I mean, at the end of the OG Texas, when she finally gets away on the truck, I mean, why would you ever return? You know what I
yeah.
mean? Why
Yeah.
would you ever go back there? I mean, if you survive some awful traumatic event, that's the last place I'm ever going back to, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
So
I think how about this? How about we instead of unhinged Texas Chainsaw guy, how about we get this like well made, has a part-time job.
he works at the Ready Mart.
He works at the Ready Mart as a cashier, stocking. He's a stock boy. And then that's how they meet up. And then when they meet up, it clicks and he turns back
He
into
triggers.
the unhinged.
He's wearing the skin mask and everything still, and he's just like, "Here are your groceries, ma'am. Here you."
Yeah, I
And
like
he just
that.
snaps, and he just
He
immediately
just
goes back.
snaps. Yeah, exactly.
I will
He's
say, I hope and pray that they don't do just a copy and paste of Halloween 18, where you know after Sally escaped, they went and found him, and he's been incarcerated for 45 years. And then he escapes and he goes back after Sally. And then it's just the same exact thing as Halloween 18. They don't need to do that because, again, that fits Michael. And really, there's a whole argument that Michael didn't even go after Lori. It was just fate that they ran into each other again. It's not Leatherface's MO. Leatherface's MO, if they really do play that card and he's been incarcerated for 45 years, it would make sense for Leatherface to want to go home because
mm-hmm,
that's all he knows. He doesn't know anything else.
mm-hmm.
He wants to go home to what he knows, to what is home to him. So I'm genuinely curious how they go about this because I think you know Texas Chainsaw is awesome, man. The original film is so great and it's so gritty and nasty and it makes you feel like you need to go take a shower with a stack of Bibles. Like it makes you feel terrible inside at the end. Um, and you know, and the rest of the franchise has kind of been very meh, except for the remake, the 2003 remake with Jessica Biel. Man, that's a
Was it?
movie. That is a
Oh,
movie
okay.
right there. It's good. It's one of the best remakes of a movie ever. Legitimately, and I don't mean that even, you know, remove yourself from horror movies. It's one of the best remade movies of all time. It's fantastic.
I'll have
Jessica
to check
Biel
that
was
one
in it.
out.
Oh, it's great, man. It's really, really good. Um, it's gritty and it captures, it modernizes it, but it also captures that same like gross, disgusting, like you just kind of feel terrible at the end of it because it's just so out there and out in left field. And and disgusting, but it's great.
Do you
So
think that's probably what they'll do? Is like they'll hit the 2003 Texas Chainsaw Massacre?
what do you mean?
Like, or do you think they'll do like a copy version of the 2003 version?
No, because the 2003 version was it was very much its own thing. They modernized it, and they it was kind of a not a reimagining, but they did change a couple of things from the original. But this is a different story. If they're doing a direct sequel to the original, it's going to change it a little bit. It's going to be something completely different. So I really am. I'm excited to see what they do with this, because now it can go, it's 50-50. This could be amazing, and it could be something really cool and different, unique for the franchise. But if we're being completely honest, this could easily turn into dog shit too. It really could. And I know
Yeah.
I didn't mind Texas Chainsaw 3D. I think they were trying to do something different. I actually saw that with Chris. I went and saw that with Chris and my dad in the movie theater. And it was good. It was kind of corny. Like, he ends up being related to the final girl, and like she ends up taking care of him at the end, and like he chases her throughout the movie, but like she throws him the chainsaw at one point and she goes, "Do your thing, cuz." And it's just kind of like, okay. Like
What the fuck?
I could do without the corniness here. But all of that being said, I'm excited to see Old Man Leatherface, and I'm pumped to see what they do with this. I'm rooting for it hardcore. I think it could be really cool.
It could be. We'll see. We'll have to wait and see.
We will see. I'm definitely interested to look at more um, information about that when it comes out.
Yeah.